In this ROS2 Tf2 tutorial, I will show you how to make your own Tf2 listener in Python. We will recreate our demo from our first Tf2 video and spawn the first turtle and make the second turtle follow the first one by listening to the frame transforms. We will modify our learning Tf2 Py package from our previous video, add a new source file, modify the launch file, modify the setup.py file, rebuild, and observe the turtle following. By the end of this video, we will see how we can write our own listener.py file and control the first turtle and make the second turtle follow the first one. If you need some Python references, check out my playlist here and videos on classes inheritance and if name is main. So let's go ahead and modify our package here. So I went ahead and copied our learning Tf2 Py from our lesson to our source folder. And we added the source file turtle tf2 listener.py into the folder. So let's go ahead and take a look at the listener file. So if I scroll up into my package here, inside of here we have our listener.py file. So this is the main file that we've added. So let's take a look at the general structure. We have a init, we have a frame listener, a spin, and a shutdown, right? So we have our class here called frame listener, and that's the main function. So inside of frame listener, we have an init. So this is our constructor. This is the name of our listener. And we have a target frame, which we get from our parameters. So it's going to be turtle1. And then we have our buffer here from the buffer import. And then we have a TF listener using the transform listener. And we have a spawner by creating a client called spawn. And then we set a parameter for bool turtle spawning service ready is false, turtle spawn is false. So by default, nothing is spawned yet. We're going to check if it is later on. So here we have a publisher. We're going to create a publisher. And then we pass in the twist and then the command velocity. And then call on timer function every second. So we create a timer. And then on timer, so this is where we call the function. So this is the core function here on timer. So inside on timer, we're going to get a from frame relative, which is a target frame, and then to frame relative, which is turtle2. And then here we check if this turtle spawning service is ready, and we check if the turtle has been spawned. If it is, we're going to check some things. So here we have a lookup transform. We got the to frame relative, from frame relative, and then the time. And we do some exception checking here. So the message we're going to get is a twist, which is the mathematical description of the robot. In this case, it's a turtle. Scale rotation is going to be 1. And then we have an angular z here, which will do some math to compute the z angular part of it. And then here we have a speed that we're setting to be 0.5. So here we have a linear x, and we're scaling the speed by getting the square roots of the x and y component, and then we'll just publish the message. So here, if it's done, we're going to go ahead and say successfully spawned, and then otherwise we're going to say spawn is not finished. So here is if we haven't spawned it yet. So this is all the steps it'll do when it's spawning, basically telling us where the turtle is. And then after it's been spawned, what we're going to do is get a request, and then the request name is going to be turtle2. We're going to get the x, y, and theta values. And the results, we're going to pass it in to result. And then here we're going to say turtle spawning service ready is true. Then once it's true, then it's going to go ahead and keep updating the positions, and it's going to follow the positions that has been passed to. So after we look through that, we're going to take a look at our launch file here. So inside our launch file, we're going to see that we've added these nodes here. So we have a declare launch argument here, which is our turtle frame, which in this case, the default value is turtle1. And we've added two nodes here. One is a turtle tf2 broadcaster node, and then the turtle tf2 listener node. So here we also need to modify our setup.py file. So take a look at the py file here. So we've added this part to search for our launch files. And then we've added one more line to include our listener main function. Then after we do that, we could go ahead and build our package using Colcan build, the learning Tf2 Py, and then we could go ahead and run our launch file. So just want to go to our workspace source and then run our launch file here. So this will spawn our turtle, and then in our second terminal, we could run our teleop here. So now we could go ahead and control the turtle. So I'm just going to move my window here to the side, and you can see that I'm moving my turtle, and the second turtle is following as we expect. Okay, so in my next video, I'm going to talk about adding a frame in Python for TF2, so go check that out. If you found this video helpful, give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.